What's up, everyone? Welcome to a brand new episode of Big Dumb Monsters. I'm Chris,
I'm Nick.
and this week we are talking The Cabin in the Woods, the 2011, possibly 2012.
Yeah, maybe. We never
Yeah,
clarified that.
yeah. You kept saying 2012, and I want to say it did eventually come out in 2012, but it is billed as 2011. And it was, of course, made way before that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all of the monsters all at once, basically.
Everything.
Yeah, a horror fest. So yeah, if you're like, I think we say this at the end of the episode. If you're a diehard horror fan, blah blah blah. That's a lot of speaking.
Yeah, you can do it. Come on.
Yeah, I got this. If you're a diehard horror fan, there is so much for you to just pick through and kind of be on the lookout for. So many Easter eggs, so many just little references.
Yeah, it really is a love letter to horror movies.
So without further ado, we'll get right into it. Here we go. Cabin in the Woods on Big Dumb Monsters.
Enjoy the show.
I was running around. I didn't start drinking until late in the process. I do have another one primed here, ready to go, though.
Oh, well, la-di-da. I have a bottle of water. And
Yeah, substance is probably not a good idea right now.
big old bottle of ibuprofen.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. We're recording remotely because I got the
This
COVID.
motherfucker got the Rona!
I got it. Couldn't tell you where the fuck I got it from, but
Work, maybe?
maybe. Nobody
Yeah.
at work seemed sick.
Find out on Monday. Well, you won't find out on
No,
Monday.
I sure shit won't.
Uh,
Maybe I'll go to work and throw tests at everybody. Hey,
Yeah.
there you
Hope you like taking these. So yeah, we are recording remotely this evening. I am safely here, ensconced in the Big Dumb Podcast studio.
go. I'm in my bedroom. It's warm in here, and I have a hoodie on.
Oof. It
Yeah.
was hot as balls out today, as they say.
I bet it was. I didn't really go outside too much. I went out this
Yeah,
morning.
no, we did a little running around this afternoon, and even we went to Target, and even the walk from the car to Target was goddamn draining.
Oh,
excuse me, because it was 100 fucking degrees out today.
It's gross.
Yeah, fun times. Oh,
Yeah, no,
anyway,
I went out this morning before I realized I had the plague.
yeah,
It was like Shelly has been sick all week, and she's been taking tests, and they're all coming back negative. So I'm like, well, I just caught whatever she had. Can't be the Rona, because
so says the test.
so says all of the tests. Like, she took a shitload of tests. She even took a bunch today, all negative. So I have mystery COVID.
Huh.
But I was walking around this morning and I was like, well, I got that heavy chest and don't really feel great, but the more I was walking around, the worse I was feeling. I was like, well,
I should
me take
stop.
just take one of these tests and see what happens.
And yeah,
Turns out I got an impromptu vacation from work.
womp 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 womp.
Yeah. But anyway, we're watching The Cabin in the Woods.
Yes, we are.
This movie is fucking wild.
Yes, the 2011 genre-defying
It really
monster
doesn't have
horror
one.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like every horror movie you've ever seen mashed
Yeah.
into one thing.
Yeah, basically it is the template for every horror movie ever made, pretty much. It kind of prefaces this world where the horror movies that we're watching are sacrifices to these ancient gods, and like everything is controlled and kind of guided. So these people that we're watching end up getting killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the idea, like, just fucking bonkers crazy. Like, I don't even know how you get to, like, I mean, like, I can understand, like, the concept of, like, okay, this agency that, like, puts on these movies, but, like, just the ending of this movie. Like, I remember the first time watching this, saying out loud, like, as all of these monsters are escaping, just like, oh, fuck yes.
It's like, it's cinematic candy for doofuses like us is really what it is.
Yeah. Trying to put it into modern pop culture terms, it is the Avengers Endgame of horror movies, pretty much, of like movie monsters.
Yep, it really is. And filled with Easter eggs for old movies, and it's just great. I do have some problems with it, though.
Yeah, I can understand that.
They set it. They set up the twist like way too early. Like, it's every step of the way, so the twist isn't really a twist anymore. So like, if they had been a little more,
I do remember
subtle.
like, yeah, I do remember the first time like watching this movie. Still having the like, what the fuck is going on? Like, still trying to put it all together.
Yeah.
So like there is that element of it, but you're kind of right. I do agree with you in that, like, maybe the first time we should have seen the behind the scenes people was when Marty finds the camera, like in his room, like when he's running from the Buckners.
Yeah.
Maybe like when he finds that camera, like he's like, what the fuck? And like maybe then we see a shot of like Brad Whitford and what's his name, Richard Jenkins, like, oh shit, like he knows. Like, that's when we first see, like that would be even more of, like, what the hell?
Yeah. But then you miss out on a lot of their story, which is, like, I'm so torn, because, like...
I was going to say, you also miss out on the basement scene, too.
Yeah.
Because, like, I think you do need them there, like, explaining, like, okay, like, pretty much everything in this basement is, cursed or, like, leads to something. They just need to choose, like, this is all as rigged as we can get it, but ultimately, like, they're the ones who need to fuck themselves over.
Yeah.
And like I love that scene just because, like, again, like, it's just, it explains every horror movie you've ever seen,
Yeah, it really does.
Down to like stupid decisions people make, like, oh, it's because we're pumping in pheromone, or like, oh, this girl's blonde, and like we put these chemicals in the dye to like fuck with her brain, like when she dyes her hair.
Yep. And I love all that. It's so, I don't know, it feels like a comic book. Like, this would have been an amazing comic book. Yeah,
I think you're right. I think it would have been a lot easier to draw out the reveal of like the behind the scenes people,
Yeah, they wouldn't have started it with those guys, I don't think.
I don't know if this is in your better known as, or not better known as, the trivia section. So I apologize for jumping the gun if I am here.
Yeah.
But apparently they started it off that way to throw people off. Like, if you came into the movie like just as it was starting, you would think you were in the wrong movie. They wanted to like fuck with people like that.
Yeah. That might be in the trivia somewhere.
Yeah, it popped up in the on-screen trivia.
Yeah. Yeah, you got your classic road trip. This feels like, every summer horror slasher flick, and
yeah, could be Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It could be fucking
Friday the 13th.
Yeah, Friday the 13th. It could be Wrong Turn. Like so many movies start out with it could be Evil Dead. Like The Cabin is almost exactly I almost wish we did this back to back with Evil Dead.
Oh yeah, that would have been fun.
Yeah. But yeah,
so we can have maybe next year we can have Evil Cabin month.
There you go. Yeah.
There's a plethora of movies that have evil cabins.
Another, we haven't gotten to this yet, but I think we're about to hit it in a second. Like something that could have been, we didn't need to see right now, is the eagle flying into the force field.
Yeah. Like, that was a little much.
Yeah. Like, that reveals too much. Like, how much more shocking would it have been when Chris Hemsworth goes to jump the chasm like if he just slammed into this force field that like you just didn't know was there. Like
Yep.
we already know it's there.
I mean, yeah, by the time they get around to it, you kind of forget about it.
Yeah.
But without the setup in the beginning, it would have been way more shocking. Because instead of going like, "Oh yeah," you're going, "Holy shit!"
Oh man. Trying to think of other things I can ding this on, but I mean overall, I love this movie. It's fun.
It's fun. It's really. There's nothing more to it. It's fun. This is a party movie.
Yeah, this is definitely a watch with like a bunch of people. Just because the end again is like so just visually cool with like every monster like just out and just wreaking havoc.
Yep. Yeah, I love looking for all the Easter eggs and the hidden things like on the whiteboard. There were a ton of
I love looking at the
references.
monsters like sugar plum fairies is one that stuck out to me.
Kevin was on there. It's got to be Kevin from fucking Sin City.
Or even Home Alone. Like,
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, that'd be funny.
oh man.
I tell you though, like some of the acting, not that great. Like,
yeah, it does have the like the trademark like Whedon group like acting style. Like it's very like the dialogue is snappy, you know, it's very like aimed, like it's supposed to be hip, and sometimes it doesn't always pull that off. Drew Goddard is a veteran, you know, Joss Whedon. He's worked with him a lot, like on Angel and Buffy.
Mhm.
So you know, I'm sure, like you know, that's where that style comes from. He's picking it up from there.
yeah. Well, I mean, Joss Whedon wrote it, so
Yeah, I mean, this, this movie is full of Joss Whedon actors. Oh, did they really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and this, like I said, this movie is just full of like Joss Whedon alum actors.
And I mean, I think a lot of these actors are early in their careers anyway. So I mean,
yeah. I mean,
I
you have Chris Hemsworth doing this at the same time like the Thor comes out.
Well, this was actually in production hell for a little while. He did this the same time he did, shortly before he did,
Star Trek.
Red Dawn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they filmed it in 2009.
Oh wow, okay.
It didn't come out until 2012.
2011, I believe.
Yeah,
It's probably late 2011 though.
yeah.
My gripe with this movie is the ending. There is no reason why. There's no reason that Marty should survive this movie. What's her name draws out like killing him way too long, and you know she gets attacked by the werewolf.
Yeah.
There's no reason Sigourney Weaver shouldn't show up with a gun, like
And just blast him. Yeah.
yeah. There's no reason why when they're escaping from the holding cell, only one security guard shows up. Like they know they're in the cells. Like you're telling me they're only going to send one guy to fucking secure that? Like no, they're going to send a whole fucking team of people in there and just fucking murder that dude.
Yeah. That's what makes sense, but that's not the redemption arc for the Virgin.
Yeah,
but I don't need that. This is movie. This would have been a much better ending if she like
she just blows his brains out like as he's like speechifying and like talking to fucking Sigourney Weaver.
Go for the shock ending.
Yeah, just fucking you see her in the background putting the gun up, and then like if he's just still talking and then blam, like that would be the ending. Like I think that's how I would have gone with it. But again, I'm not the famous writer. I mean, if only for like, you know, business sense, like sequel possibilities. Like, come on, you set up this incredible world of this like agency that's controlling all these like horror movies.
Yeah,
like you know, let's play in that sandbox a little bit more.
But would you really want a sequel of this? Because what else could you possibly do?
Well, that's the challenge. Like, I mean, we know what the big reveal is. We know that okay, you know, that whole shock is lost. There's this agency like controlling all this. Like, go deeper into that. Like, go deeper into why that exists or how it got set up or, like, who those gods are that they're appeasing, you know?
I guess.
there's a way to write an awesome sequel and a way to like just cash in and have another like orgy of monsters. Like you couldn't get away without doing that again without a really good explanation of
Yeah,
like why there's all the
because otherwise you're just playing the same note.
yeah, or like show them like rounding up these monsters or something. Like that's a way you can work them back into the story.
Yeah. Hey, I think what would be cool if they did a sequel, do a prequel about that agency.
Yeah,
That could be cool. I don't need another like group of teenagers getting, mangled by
yeah,
predetermined
like
monsters again.
we know what the deal is. We know how that's going to go. And especially if it's a prequel, we know they're all going to die because like the world doesn't end until this movie.
Right.
Yeah, so like maybe start off like the movie with them like cleaning up after like one of these sacrifices, because there's like a couple of mentions like oh, the cleanup on those is a real bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be fun.
Yeah.
Or sorry, like or trying to wrangle the monsters to get them into those cells and shit like that. Like that'd be good. I don't know. Like
let's see.
For a movie that has so much like going on in it, there's really no substance, and that's I think to its benefit because I don't want crazy subtext in this.
Yeah, exactly. It's, like you said, there's so much going on already. Like I don't need to know. I mean, we know everything we need to know about them by their archetype. We know the virgin, the whore, the fool. Like we know everything we need to know about them, just being horror fans because we've seen these characters before.
Yeah. Yep. And then they're. I did like that they're actually turning them into those archetypes.
Yeah.
Like through the gases and the pheromones and the shit in the hair dye. Like that. That's a fun way to do that instead of them just being, just like dumb jocks and whatever. Because like the Chris Hemsworth character is actually like the super smart scholar guy.
Yeah, what's her Jules
they all
pre-med. Yeah.
Like they all are. Like so they're turning them into whatever they need them to be.
Let's see. I will say Marty was written a little like too like stereotypical movie stoner.
Yeah. He's that like that Seth Rogen-y, Seth Green in Idle Hands kind of, all the sets.
Like we get it. You're a stoner, like whereas like a real stoner would just be fucking chill and mellow. They wouldn't just be like, "Oh, I brought my giant, collapsible bong." Like, come on.
I don't do the smoking thing, but that cup was cool. I gotta lie.
He did wield it effectively.
I got a trivia fact about that.
All right.
Yeah, I think you'll like it.
Trying to think of anything else that occurred to me about this, but I mean, overall, I
mean, we
love this
talk
movie.
about things we didn't like. We can talk about things we did like.
I'm trying not to focus on things I like. I don't want to turn into like a love fest because I do love this movie.
So yeah, overall, I did really enjoy this movie. It's dumb as shit, and I love it. But it's like smart in its stupidity.
Yeah, and
it's like it's playing on its own stereotypes.
There's humor in it, but it doesn't. It's mixed well. It doesn't overpower the horror. Like there's funny lines, and it's mostly stuff from The Office guys, like where it should be. Like we shouldn't be hearing funny things from the kids,
It's all about the ratio.
Yeah. The merman thing is come on.
So good. The mermaid was so cool looking. As soon as it starts chomping down on him, blood starts spraying out of the blowhole.
Yeah, shooting out of the blowhole.
That's amazing. Yeah, no, creature effects and like the actual makeup that was on these things was really good.
Yeah.
CG,
could have used a
little to be desired there. But
the one scene that sticks out in my mind is when like the monsters all first break out, and like every monster in the hallway is CGI, even like things that shouldn't be, like zombies.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, come on, you tell me you couldn't have people in the hallway? Like, all right. Like, I get you can't have a giant, like, boa constrictor, but like, yeah, come on.
Yeah, a little well, I guess at that point, like the budgetary restraints were probably.
Here comes Donner to
pretty...
interrupt.
Oh yeah? What's Donner got to say about the movie?
Probably barking.
Yeah?
Yeah. Let's see. I mean, for some of the acting that wasn't great, there are performances that are awesome. I mean, like, Richard Jenkins is awesome. Bradley Whitford's awesome. I think Amy Acker also awesome. Like, the Office people in general.
Yeah. No, that's where, like, I wanted more of that. I didn't really care about any of the campers. I did like The Office. The Office crew was more fun.
I love that scene where they're all like all the dudes are standing around waiting for Jules to get naked. Like, oh.
Fucking, yeah, Richard Jenkins is amazing.
Because like it's such an absurd like situation, but at the same time that is such a relatable fucking scene because like dudes like dudes at any job are always like but like that's exactly what would happen if that situation were to be realistic.
Yeah, it certainly is. By the way, men are pigs, so
yeah, dudes.
It's
fucking dudes.
We are. I gotta tell you though, I just got to the scene where they have the Harbinger on a speakerphone.
Yeah, that's another great scene.
Am I on speakerphone?
I'm still on speakerphone, aren't I?
No, absolutely not. I can hear the echo.
And again, like it's just that like that mundane like office humor, like it's just spot on,
Yeah, like okay, so I'm gonna paraphrase Street Fighter the motion picture. Wait, no, not Street Fighter the motion picture. That's the anime. Street Fighter, the one with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yes.
Where M. Bison says, when I came to your village, it was the most important day of your life. For me, it was Tuesday. That's exactly what this is. Like, these guys they're having a day at work. They don't give a shit. They're sipping coffee. The guy's talking about, like, his cabinets.
Yeah, they're taking bets on shit. Like,
yeah.
Trying to keep themselves, like, from completely being checked out of their job.
Yeah.
Let's see. Anything else to mention?
Nah, not really. It's just a good fun movie. Like, look for all the different monsters. Look for the references to other things. Don't go into it going, this is going to be a masterpiece of horror cinema, because it's not.
Yeah, there's no deeper meaning. There's no, like, no satire or anything. Like, it's all on the screen, but what is there is so enjoyable.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had something to say, and I completely forgot what it was.
Oh, man.
Womp, 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 womp.
That's right.
Yeah, I will throw down a rating on this. Okay. I'm gonna go high on this because I personally enjoy this movie. It is such. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say too, but I'll go afterwards. Okay. It is such a fun ride. This is actually what I was going to say. Like going into this, like first turning it on, I'm like, well, this movie can't have a lot of rewatchability once you know the twist. But like this is probably the third time or maybe fourth time I've seen this movie since it came out. Mm-hmm. And like it's still enjoyable. There's still like little things to pick up on, like Easter eggs, like you said, little things you can just like, oh, that's from this movie. Like that's that's a monster from this movie. So it is enjoyable if you're a horror fan, like more than one time through. Once the kind of twist is spent, like there's still a lot to pick up on once you watch it again.
Yeah, this is the second time I've seen this movie. I saw it quite a while ago, but I didn't remember there being this much of The Office set up this early in the movie. So I don't know if like I just wasn't paying attention or what, but I remember it being more cabin centric, and then
Yeah.
toward the end of the movie, it got the office stuff. So I was wrong. I was very, very wrong, and I yeah,
I was gonna say, I never actually
I
gave
still
anything
enjoyed
a
it.
rating. Yeah.
Yeah. What's your rating?
I'm gonna go 8. 'Cause,
Wow.
yeah,
That's
it
high.
is. Yeah, I said I was gonna go high. I love it. The setup is so amazing. The payoff, like, if you're a horror fan, if you haven't seen this the first time through, just that moment of joy when you realize, like, oh, all hell is about to break loose. Like, I'm gonna see all of this cool shit that they've been like teasing for the whole movie. Like, it's so satisfying. It's such a great payoff. And like I said, even once that's been spent, it's still an enjoyable watch. So
Yeah.
that's why I went high.
Okay. I feel you. I feel you. I'm gonna go 7. I feel like this is a good 7.
Yeah, I understand it. I
It's just
understand
feel
it.
like there's some quality knocks, but it's overall like super fun, enjoyable. I could see myself watching this again.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
no
definitely.
problem. Like
Yeah.
it's gonna be a little bit, but yeah. All right. Are you ready for some trivia?
Let's do some trivia. Well, before we start, I will say how weird this scene is, where they're all
Where she's
like
making
doing,
out with a wolf?
yeah, they're doing the truth or dare, and like how like into watching his girlfriend like make out with a wolf or like give somebody a lap dance. Chris fucking Hemsworth is. It's really creepy and weird.
Yeah, it's unsettling.
And but I will say, like, I've encountered that dude, and you know, not in a very long time, but like
Yeah.
every now and again, you'd see that dude who's like, "You want my girlfriend to give you a lap dance or something?" Like, dude,
Yeah.
whoa, yeah,
It's weird. No.
yeah,
It's gross.
yeah.
All right, let's do some trivia.
Not to bother you with trivia.
I used to think they were kind of trivial.
Okay. Pardon me if I sound weird, I have COVID. During the lake scene, the only student not to jump into the lake is Marty, who remains fully clothed on the dock. This is partially due to Fran Kranz noticeably being in as good, if not better shape than the other male students.
Yeah, I noticed that at the end when he shows up after they think he's dead, and like he's holding the bong, and like you can tell even with like a t-shirt and like the long sleeve t-shirt on underneath, he is fucking cut. Like you can see it. Like
Yep. So in the commentary for the film, the writers joked that he was ripped like muscular Jesus, and assert that if Marty were shown being that fit, it would ruin the character. This is partly also why Marty wears baggier clothes than the other students.
Yeah.
Which
yeah,
also, just to make him look like a stereotypical stoner. Continuing on with the Marty trivia. The thermal coffee mug / bong was a fully functional mug and bong as portrayed in the film. This is the part that's fucking bonkers.
Yeah.
The prototype cost $5,000 to make.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're probably like designing it from scratch and like, you know,
Yeah, but
building
still, that should not be $5,000.
it.
I bet you that thing is sitting on Joss Whedon's shelf in his house.
For
Or he
$5
just
grand,
sold it to make, or he just sold it to make rent.
Yeah. Things are not going so hot for him lately.
Not so much. Well, yeah, he's living off that Avengers money, so
Yeah.
he'll be fine. When Jules kisses the wolf head on the wall, the wolf's tongue is covered in powdered sugar to give it a dusty look and to make the scene more tolerable for Anna Hutchinson.
Oof.
Yeah. It's nasty. Apparently she had to do that scene like a bunch of times.
Ugh, ugh.
Yeah. Her mouth was probably fucking sore by the end of that. The failed rituals from the other countries are references to various classic movies and monsters. The Kyoto ritual is a reference to Ringu which is the Japanese version of The Ring. Buenos Aires Ritual is a reference to King Kong.
Yeah, it's like a giant monster. Yeah.
Yeah, the Stockholm Stockholm Ritual is reference to John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yeah, I thought so.
And-
It was like an icy research station.
Yeah, and the Madrid reference appears to be Dracula.
Oh, yeah, that was the one I couldn't get because it was basically just like a villa or something like blowing up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess
but
Dracula.
sometimes people jump to conclusions on IMDb, so you can't always tell.
Yeah.
What's our next trivia fact? Drew Goddard and Joss Whedon wrote the screenplay for themselves after both came off failed film projects. They locked themselves up in a hotel room in order to challenge themselves and wrote almost the entire script in one weekend.
That's impressive.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane amount of writing.
I mean, I can see cranking out like a basic outline in a weekend, but yeah, an entire script, that's fucking
Yeah.
tough.
Mm. Pardon me while I drink some water.
Yeah, that had to have been cocaine fueled.
I would assume.
Yeah, because that's no joke. That's 2 straight days of work, I'm gonna say.
Yeah. The being with the golden sphere is named in the credits. The guy who looks like Pinhead.
Yeah, he's got
Sort of.
buzzsaws in his head instead.
Yeah, his name is Fornicus, the Lord of Bondage and Pain.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's like kind of like a cross between Pinhead and the Tall Man from Phantasm.
Yeah.
Which Phantasm's awesome. I don't know if anybody out there's really seen all those movies.
I only saw that for the first time, I want to say at the beginning of the pandemic. It was
They're fun.
alright. It was alright.
They're what you call legacy films. Those are
Yeah.
the ones you gotta you have to watch. just
Yeah,
because
it's
of the-
homework.
Yeah. They get weirder and weirder the further that series goes on. The floating head monster was played by the movie's special effects makeup artist, David Leroy Anderson, who happens to be Heather Langenkamp's husband.
Oh, alright. Little horror trivia there.
Yeah, and she actually helped with some of the makeup on this film.
I'm trying to think of what the floating head monster was.
I don't recall offhand, but I'm
Yeah.
sure we'll see it. One of 2 films featuring Chris Hemsworth that had been filmed in 2009 but not released until 2012. The other being Red Dawn. Yeah, I think there was MGM was in dire straits at that point. So
All their shit was crazy.
Yeah.
this is, I think another thing stopping this film coming out immediately was they wanted to they wanted to do it in 3D. Which
Yeah, that was hot at the time.
Yeah, with those 3D fucking sunglasses that ruined every movie that you watched with them.
Yeah.
Let's see. Drew Goddard wanted Bruce Campbell to play the director, but he was unavailable. Sigourney Weaver, his second choice, was cast instead.
Oh, she did a great job, but Bruce Campbell would have been awesome.
Yeah, he would have been fantastic. Sorry. Yeah, the only thing I can think that he would have been doing that would have been more important was probably Burn Notice at the time.
Yeah, 2009.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think that was when that show was going pretty hot. The movie's opening was a deliberate attempt by filmmakers Drew Goddard and Joss Whedon to confuse the audience and make them think they walked in to see the wrong movie. Which
Yeah.
I wonder if that worked. But that scene is just so short.
Yeah. It's only maybe a minute and a half. But Who had zombie redneck pain worshipping zombies? Zombie redneck torture family. That's it.
Yep, that's the one.
Oh, so you just had zombies.
the Huron, Dragon Bat. Yep, that we saw that thing.
Yeah, that one was pretty cool.
Yep.
There was one, they just showed it in like one scene. It was like this witch who was like shooting lightning and shit. Like it was really cool. Yeah.
Yep. Immediately after an early preview screening with fan Q&A, the first question director Drew Goddard was asked was, "Will there be a sequel?" To which he responded, "Have you seen the ending to my movie?"
Yeah. No, there cannot be a sequel.
No. Nah. Yeah, I saw somewhere else in trivia. Like I didn't want to put it on there as a trivia fact, but we can talk about it. That hand coming up is supposedly Kronos.
Oh yeah,
Right at the end, the Titan.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does look like some. I want to say the Christ, what was that fucking game? Age of Mythology. Kronos was like a big lava monster, kind of like that.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I never played Age of Mythology. That was like an Age of Empires, just kind of game, right?
Yeah. You can have like mythical creatures and shit in your armies.
Yeah.
And I want to say the one in God of War was like a big fucking giant. I want to say that one was like a big giant old man.
Well, I think that's what he was really more supposed to be like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do like all that old stuff. According to the director, the scene that tested highest with audiences was the merman sequence.
It is a great sequence. It's a great joke. It's a payoff of like a recurring like reference.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna see the merman.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Body count. Depicted body count. Would you care to take a guess?
Oh man, because they are knocking people off left and right at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I am gonna say I'm gonna go 24.
Ooh, not even close.
No.
69, bro.
Nice.
Nice. So during the rampage, one of the monsters that is briefly visible is a Reaver. Pardon me, a Goram Reaver. A member of the fearsome tribe from Whedon's cult TV show Firefly, although they were not clearly seen on screen until Serenity in 2005.
Yeah. Oh, I wish I would have picked up on that.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I didn't see it my first watch through, but there was so much going on.
Yeah. And side note, if you haven't seen Serenity and if you're a big sci-fi fan, go fucking watch Serenity.
Yeah, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah. Watch Firefly.
Watch Firefly first.
Yeah.
Man, that show is so good.
Yeah.
Fox did that so dirty.
So fucking dirty. Let's just air these out of order. Who cares if it's cereal?
Yeah. Everybody?
Yeah.
The viewing audience, maybe? What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
But that's it for trivia.
All right. Moving right along. We will move on to the better known as segment of the show.
That's right.
We will start off with director Drew Goddard. As soon as I can, there we go, locate the proper screen. Ooh, excuse
You've
me.
got 3 of them.
Exactly. We are fucking rolling high tech here in the Big Dumb Podcast studio.
Yeah. 3
He-
monitors running through a, I don't know, $500 computer.
Yeah. He is a much more prolific producer and writer than he is director. He's only directed 5 things. This being the first thing he directed, first feature length or kind of short. Looks like he also directed a documentary about this as well. He directed the 2018 movie Bad Times at the El Royale, which was not great.
Oh, no?
Yeah, no, it was kind of like a Elmore Leonard-y, like crime story, like sleazy hotel, like lots of crazy shit going on.
Just
I
not
remember.
done very well.
Yeah, I remember being okay, but just like not like really memorable or great. He did 4 episodes of the show The Good Place, which is a pretty damn good show. And looks like he directed.
That's the one that's the Netflix original that's set in heaven or whatever.
No, it was on NBC. I want to say maybe the last season was on
Was it?
Netflix, or maybe they were all on NBC. I don't know, but it is currently on Netflix.
Oh.
With what's her name, Kristen Bell,
Yeah.
and other people whose names I don't remember at this moment.
Yes, famous people, other famous people.
Yes, exactly. Some of his writing stuff, though, he wrote, looks like 5 episodes of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, just about the same for Angel. I loved both of those shows back in the day. He also did some writing on the show Alias. He wrote the movie Cloverfield. I want to say that was directed by like another Whedon alumni. I don't remember off the top of my head. No, it was J.J. Abrams.
Yeah,
Am I thinking?
what?
I'm probably just thinking of Drew Goddard being involved in it. He directed wrote 9 episodes of Lost. He of course wrote this movie, World War Z. He wrote the screenplay wrote the screenplay for. He also wrote The Martian, which is a pretty solid movie. I will say.
I still haven't seen it.
I remember watching it. I don't remember when, but it was just like it was on like it came on at like midnight on like FX, and I'm like, never seen this before. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I'll watch it until I go to bed, and then like I ended up
That's
just
the one
watching
with Matt
the whole
Damon.
thing.
That's the one with Matt Damon growing space potatoes, right?
In poop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really good movie, like a feel good like movie, like just a good space movie. I will say, it surprised me. He directed an episode of the Marvel Defenders TV series from Netflix. He wrote all 39 episodes of the Daredevil TV series, which was fucking
Really?
awesome.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah, I cannot wait for that to come back. I really hope they're doing the Born Again storyline, since the series is called Daredevil Born Again. If you're a comics fan and you have not read Daredevil Born Again, go read Daredevil Born Again. It's such an awesome, amazing story.
Fucking do it.
Daredevil versus the Kingpin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I love that show. It's so good.
Yeah. One of the best fight sequences, like as in recent
the
memory.
hallway fight?
The fucking hallway fight where he just beats up an entire hallway full of people in like one continuous shot.
Yeah, that whole I'm not gonna say it was lifted from Old Boy, but it was definitely influenced by
Heavily influenced.
Yeah.
But, oh god, I remember when that first came out, just watching that scene like at least like once a day for like months.
Yeah.
Where he just he gets like pegged with a fucking fax machine at one point. Oh
yeah, that whole thing was so fucking good.
Just beats the piss out of like 20 dudes.
Yeah, and you see him getting tired doing it, and that's I think where it really shines.
Yeah, it makes it like realistic.
Yeah, because he's huffing and puffing.
Yeah, and he's getting his ass kicked in the process too. He's not just like dominating.
Yeah, he's just coming out on top. That's all.
Yeah, he's winning the fight at a great cost. Oh man,
yeah, I think
I gotta
left
go watch that later.
Slightly concussed.
Let's see. Anything else? He is currently writing the Sinister Six movie for Sony.
Womp womp.
Yeah, which, judging by the quality of Sony's other Marvel products, I'm sure is going to be fucking outstanding. I mean, sorry, they're non-Spider-Man Marvel products, I should say, because that's the one thing that looks like they're putting effort into, thankfully.
Yeah.
I mean,
do you think they're just jamming out these Spider-Man properties just because it's Spider-Man and they know it's going to sell tickets?
Exactly. This is what they tried to do like 10 years ago. Was it 10? Whenever it was more than that. Whenever Amazing Spider-Man 2 came out, and fucking Marvel had to tell them like, Could you stop making shitty movies and like we're trying to do something over here.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're going back to that plan of flooding us with fucking subpar shit.
Yeah.
Goddamn frustrating. Whatever. That's another podcast. Anyway, moving on. We'll move on.
It's just another segment of this podcast. That's
all. Kristen Connolly. She played Dana in this, the redhead, the main character. She has been all over the place, recently. Most recently, she was on Law and Order Special Victims Unit. She was on that show Outer Range on Amazon, I believe, which I heard was actually pretty good. It's like a weird, like kind of sci-fi modern western.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I did want to check that out. I haven't gotten around to it.
I mean, you said a bunch of words that I'm attracted to.
Western, sci-fi, like that sounds cool.
Yeah.
She's on that show. Sorry, currently on CBS called Evil, which I heard is also really, really good. Looks like she was on 5 or 6 episodes of that.
That's on. Is that on CBS? Because that's on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, I think it started off on CBS. I think it's just Paramount Plus now. I think it's an exclusive to that.
That's a thing that's happening a lot. Like, nobody's watching these shows on TV, and then they're just shifting them over to their streaming platforms.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I guess makes sense, because, like, people will eventually watch them streaming. Like, and nobody's got time to schedule TV shows anymore.
Yeah. If I watch a new TV show, I'm watching it when it's on demand. Like, I'm not going to sit down at the time, like, and sit there with commercials and shit, and, Like, no, I my life is not that scheduled. It's like, I need to be able to watch this when I can.
Yeah.
Let's see. She was in House of Cards. She was in 17 episodes of that. She was in that movie, The Bay, 2012, which I did not enjoy.
The Bay.
It was the one where there's like this killer, like virus or parasite, like in the water, like I want to say it's like in Chesapeake Bay, and it's all like, I think it's all like found footage. It's all like home video and like phone footage. And it's just like throughout the day, like people like slowly like getting sick and getting sicker and sicker. And I just remember being kind of boring and not enjoyable. But she was in that. Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds dry.
Yeah, it was very dry. I want to say even like Steven Soderbergh maybe directed it. Like somebody like that.
That sounds like one of those things that like
Barry Levinson wrote it and directed it. That's who it was.
They had a bad habit of making like the more mundane Stephen King stories into like made for TV movies for a while.
Yeah,
it sounds like that.
Yeah, there's no like monster, like it's just even the fucking description is boring. Chaos breaks out in a small Maryland town after an ecological disaster occurs. Wow,
No, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good. I'm living that reality. Thank you.
I am good. Let's see. Aside from that, she was on that show Nurse Jackie. She was on Guiding Light for a while. Law and Order: Criminal Intent. She was in that movie. Oh God, she was in The Fucking Happening. Another horrible, boring horror movie in the vein of The Bay.
Yeah.
Oh, the plants are killing everybody.
Oh no!
Yeah, I wish the fucking plants would have killed me before I watched that fucking movie. And she was in that movie Mona Lisa's Smile with I want to say like Julia Roberts, and
that was a Julia Roberts movie. Jesus Christ, she must have been young when she did that.
It was 2003. Yeah, it's 9 years before, or well, now 6 years before this was made.
Was that only in 2003?
Yeah, Julia Roberts, Kirsten Dunst, Julia Stiles,
Jesus
Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Christ. I don't know why, but I imagine that was like from the 90s.
Yeah, no.
Because that was the last time anybody gave a fuck about Julia Roberts.
Let's see. Chris Hemsworth, who some people may be familiar with. He is currently Thor in the Marvel Universe. Excuse me. Aside from that, though, he's got some interesting stuff coming down the line. He is in an untitled, currently, Hulk Hogan biopicture He's
Oh,
playing
no.
Hulk Hogan. Yeah, I don't know how excited I am
man.
about that. But
Well, okay, here's the thing: if Hulk Hogan is signed on to have it be his life story, and it's his version of his life story, that is going to be one gigantic lie
yeah, it's going to be very polished up.
because he is an infamous, just liar.
And kind of a piece of shit.
Oh, he's a major piece of shit.
Yeah. Never learn about your heroes, kids.
No, don't.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Do you remember Hulkamania? Live your Hulkamania.
I fucking saw, like, maybe it was the first WrestleMania. Like, they played it at the Palace, and I remember, like, my parents and, like, my aunt and uncle taking, like, me and my cousins to go see it. Like, fucking, that's, yeah. If you grew up in the 80s, Hulk Hogan was unavoidable.
Yeah. Well, WrestleMania 3 was where he really, really took off.
Maybe that's the one it was.
I mean,
that we went
because
to see.
WrestleMania 3, I want to say was...
It's the one where Mr.
Hulk
T
Hogan.
was there.
Yeah. Yep. That was
Yeah.
3. Pretty sure. Yeah, it was Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant?
Yep. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. He is, which is currently filming Furiosa, which I am excited to see. I hope, I really hope they do that as well as they did Fury Road, which I just watched again, like last week. God damn, that is an amazing movie.
That movie's good as shit.
It is directed by George Miller, so that's a really good sign.
Yeah. Well, they've all been directed by George Miller.
Yeah. Oh, but I'm saying it's not like somebody just cashing in, cranking out a Furiosa movie. No, it's George Miller.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, when that came out, everybody was just going crazy for it. And, like, I saw it, like, oh, yeah, that was really good. But, like, watching it now, like, removed from all the hype, like, holy shit, that really is a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just visually, story-wise, like, amazing.
The world building is super good.
Yeah.
The villain, he's all right. I liked him.
Probably one of the weaker points of it, but I mean, like, everything else is just amazing.
Yeah.
Witness me!
Was it shiny and chrome?
Yeah.
Fucking blasting spray paint in their mouth.
Let's see. He's Chris Hemsworth, surprisingly really good comedic actor. Like, he's in a lot of roles where he's really fucking funny. He plays himself in Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. He's like a hologram, like, of himself, like, giving directions at, like, Comic-Con.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I couldn't bring myself to watch that. I think I started it and I was like, nah, I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm done with this.
It was all right. I enjoyed it. He is probably the only funny thing in that fucking Ghostbusters movie from 2016.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's really funny in that. He's like a male bimbo. He's like their secretary. It's fucking really funny.
I believe that's actually referred to as a himbo.
Yeah, Mimbo or a himbo.
Yeah.
He was in the Vacation reboot from 2015. He plays Audrey's husband, and like he's this like uber manly, like fucking just typical dude, like Texan fucking like ultra right wing fucking Republican. It's pretty fucking funny.
Yeah. Does he play it kind of straight?
Yeah. He's very good at like just it's committing to that character, and like no matter how absurd it is, just doing the absurd shit, like, and being really funny at it. He was in that Netflix movie Extraction in 2020, which is really, really, really good action movie. I enjoyed it. They're making a sequel to that currently.
I don't know if I saw that one.
He is like a mercenary, and he's paid to like he has to like get this kid out of like this fucking Indian city. I think he's somewhere in India. I think if I remember correctly. And the kid's like the son of somebody important, and like a bunch of people are trying to kill him. Really, really good action movie.
No, I don't think I saw that one.
Yeah. What else? Let's see. I never saw any of those Snow White and the Huntsman movies, but he's in those. In the heart of this, what's that?
They made more than one of those?
Yeah, they made a second one with just him. Like Chris, what's her name?
Jesus.
Wasn't even in it. Kristen
Stewart.
Stewart. There you go. Yeah.
actually just watched something today with her in it.
Oh yeah, the Cronenberg movie.
Yeah,
How well you said it was just okay.
it's super super duper Cronenbergy, like
Yeah.
mega weird,
Lots
like
of weird machines and body horror.
like start to finish, fucking cuckoo.
Yeah.
But it's so crazy that like you kind of lose the importance of the story that he's trying to tell in it.
Okay.
But it's definitely an experience. I would say watch it.
Yeah.
Form your own opinion.
I
Like-
know I'm gonna hate it. I know I'm gonna hate it, but I'm gonna watch it.
I mean, sometimes I like to watch weird ass movies just for the weird shit that David Cronenberg does.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm a big fan of the body horror stuff. Good news though, you get another Cronenberg movie where you don't see Viggo Mortensen's dick.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Because there's more than one when you do.
It's Eastern Promises and History of Violence, maybe?
I think so. Definitely
Yeah.
Eastern Promises.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think he uses that as a weapon in
Yeah,
that fight
it's
scene.
prehensile. Yeah, it's carrying a knife. Like I always described it as, oh yeah, that scene where fucking Viggo Mortensen's dick gets into a knife fight. Like,
Yep. Though weird, you do see a kid's wiener. So
yeah, don't need that. Don't need that.
yep. Yeah.
Anyway,
He's dead too. He's dead kid.
good God.
Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth is in this movie I just watched recently, which was like unbelievably good. I can't believe I hadn't watched it sooner. In the Heart of the Sea. It's based on the story that like Moby Dick is based on. It's like the true story of it basically.
Okay.
Really, really good movie. Tom Holland is in it also. So you have Thor and Spider-Man on the high seas hunting down a giant fucking whale. Really,
Okay.
really cool movie. Definitely enjoyed it and would recommend.
I'm down for that. Where can I watch it?
It was on HBO Max when I watched it. I don't know if it's still there.
Okay.
And I mean, by the time you're listening to this, who knows if HBO Max will still be there.
Yeah.
He was in Red Dawn, which you mentioned earlier. I have never seen
Mhm.
either Red Dawn, the original or the remake.
I saw the original like a long time ago. My brother used to like to watch it a lot.
Yeah.
And I think I saw it once. It didn't really do anything for me.
Yeah, I just
and then to see a remake of a movie I didn't initially care about, like, I'm out. No thanks.
can't believe that remake is 10 years old. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Uh,
That doesn't feel right.
he played George Kirk in the first J.J. Abrams Star Trek movie.
Yep,
Which I
Sure
enjoyed.
did. Yeah, it was charming. That
Yeah.
movie was fun. It was good.
And then, yeah, diminishing returns as they go on.
Yes. Yes, it really did.
Let's see. Next up on the list, Anna Hutchison. She was in a lot of one-offs. She was in that Robert the Bruce. Is it a movie? Yeah, a movie. I think it was on Netflix not that long ago.
Oh, the one with Chris Pine?
Is that the one? Hold on, because there was like 2 Robert the Bruce movies, I think.
There were.
Oh, she's in the competing one with
Okay.
Angus McFadden and Jared Harris.
Also good. Both of those were actually decent.
Okay.
One is supposed to be more the kind of truth about the character. The other
Yeah.
one is more a sequel to Braveheart.
Yeah, this is the one that's the sequel to Braveheart. It's the same guy who played him in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I do remember them now. Yeah. Let's see, what else is she in? That might have been the most like notable thing. She was in the Anger Management TV series, which nobody watched.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, Charlie Sheen did that after he left 2.5 Men.
Oh. He quote unquote left.
Yeah. Coked his way out of.
Yeah.
She was a Power Ranger for a while. She was in Power Rangers Jungle Fury. She was the Yellow Cheetah Ranger.
Oh. Okay.
Um,
No thank you.
Moving on. Fran Kranz, who played Marty in this, he is a Whedon alumni. He
Dollhouse, yeah.
Yeah, he was in Dollhouse. He was in Angel, maybe only for like an episode or two. I don't think he was in Buffy. What are some of the
I don't know,
other
but the entire time I was doing trivia and they were talking about him, I wanted to, like, in my head, read it as Franz.
things? Franz Kranz.
Yeah.
He was in the
Franz
Ballers.
Kranz.
Franz Kranz. He was in the Ballers TV series with The Rock and Rob Corddry.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the Dark Tower movie, which is an unfortunate thing that exists.
Yeah. That one broke my heart.
He was in 2017's version of the Midsummer Night's Dream. I want to say he was also in Joss Whedon's Much Ado About Nothing, which like half of this movie is in. I want to say he made it like right after this movie.
Yeah?
Yeah, I want to say he also made it like he basically threw a party at his house and like had the people come over like, you know, dressed up as their character. Like it was like a modern setting but still like the you know, the Shakespeare dialogue, and like it was in black and white. So it was like super low budget. I want to say he shot the whole thing over a weekend and like got most of it done by like having a party at his house with everybody there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I remember liking it at the time.
Is it any good?
I remember liking it. It was the two stars are Amy Acker and Christ, what's his fucking name? He played Sandy Rivers on fucking on How I Met Your Mother. Sandy Rivers. He was Wesley on fucking Buffy and Angel.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't fucking remember his name. We'll get there. I'll find it out.
I never really watched too much Buffy or Angel. Shelly's been watching it.
Yeah, I mean,
and she's frustrated because she started watching Buffy, and she's like, well, now I have to jump back and forth episode to episode between Angel and Buffy, and this sucks.
yeah, because there's a couple of like crossover episodes. Yeah.
Apparently the whole season winds up like crossing over.
Let's see. Yeah, Much Ado About Nothing. He was Claudio. Let's see. The fuck was his name? Alexis Denisoff. That's his fucking name.
Yeah, no wonder you didn't fucking remember that.
Yeah. I just remember he's the fucking Robin Scherbatsky's like co-news anchor on How I Met Your Mother, Sandy Rivers.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I mean, all of the Whedon people are in this movie. You know, Alexis Denisoff.
Let's go to the mall
today. Amy Acker, Fran Kranz, Nathan Fillion, Clark Gregg, Ashley Johnson. The people who he didn't piss off, I guess.
Yeah. Ashley Johnson of Critical Role fame?
I
Ashley Johnson?
believe that is the same Ashley Johnson, yeah. She does like a lot of voice work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. She was in... I want to say she was in the last season of Buffy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She was a major character in... Oh, Jesus Christ. What was that? What the hell was that? Like, crime show, but it was that woman had, like, tattooed shit all over her fucking body.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I think she was in that show.
It's the same woman who played Sif in the Thor movies. Is the main character, the one with the tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Fran Kranz around still. He was in an episode of It's Always Sunny. Any other notable stuff besides like the Whedon stuff? It's in the movie Hitch. Matchstick Men.
A shocking amount of people that have been in horror movies have been in that movie Hitch.
Maybe it's another one of those like New York things, like New York actors. I'm pretty sure that movie was shot in New York, but I could be wrong about that.
Maybe, but it comes up a lot.
Yeah, he's in the movie Training Day too. That movie's 21 years old. Holy Christ! He's also in Donnie Darko. That was his second role. His first role being in the Frasier TV series.
I'll tell you right now, do not care for Donnie Darko.
Yeah, I don't get the fascination. I don't get it.
No,
I
because it's dark, it's edgy, and
Yeah.
it appealed to a certain subculture of teenagers.
fake film nerds. This is cinema.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah. Moving on to Jesse Williams. He was Holden, the scholar. I forget what his archetype was exactly. He is probably most known from being on Grey's Anatomy. He is in 274 episodes of Grey's Anatomy.
Good lord.
That is a
And it's still going.
Yeah, that show has been on, well, for 274 episodes. That's
At least.
yeah. Let's see. Saturday Night Live, he played himself on. He was in the remake of Jacob's Ladder, which I heard was not good.
I can't imagine it would be good.
I haven't seen the original Jacob's Ladder since like the 90s.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a head trip movie. So I mean if that's your thing, then go for it.
He was in Dirty Dancing 3 Capoeira Nights.
Oh no. No.
How do we make these we need to crank out another Dirty Dancing movie. Let's make it a dance fighting movie.
They're dance fighting.
So hot right now. Looks like he was an original Flavor Law and Order too, way back in the day, in like 2006.
Wow.
That is not on the recording. Sorry, my Discord just beeped.
Oh. Very professional.
Yeah. Moving on, Richard Jenkins. He was one of the Office guys. We previously mentioned him. He is in The Shape of Water. He played Giles in that movie, which was just awesome. He played Giles fantastically. Amazing performance.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
He's good at everything he does. Like,
yeah. He's one of those actors, like, you just know he's like, whatever he's doing, he's going to be good at it. Like,
yeah.
He was in Kong Skull Island. I mean, God, Step Brothers, like that. I have seen that movie dozens of times. I know all of the jokes, and yet I can still watch that movie whenever I catch it on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yup. Hey, you know what drove me crazy? We're watching the movie here. These incestuous zombie redneck families, they are able to kill everybody else.
Oh, there's the scene where fucking Fran Kranz is totally ripped.
2 seconds. Yeah.
Sorry.
They're able to kill everybody in like 2 seconds, except for the final girl.
Yeah, he is like
This guy's been
just
beating her ass for 5 minutes.
Yeah, like if you're watching the screen in the background behind the Office guys, like he takes her and slams her like face first into one of those pier like supports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's after like clubbing her with that fucking bear trap.
Yeah. Let's see. Who are we even talking about? Oh, Richard Jenkins. Sorry.
Richard Jenkins.
Yeah, I don't want to dwell too much on
Old
him.
Dickie J.
Dickie J.
Dickie J. He probably would hate that.
I forget. He's Ben Stiller's psychiatrist, and there's something about Mary.
Oh yeah.
He's in like 2 scenes, but they're both hilarious because like in one of them he's supposed to be like, he's a psychiatrist. He's supposed to be listening to him. Like he gets up in the background behind him and just like leaves the office.
Yeah.
I would say the other one. He falls asleep and like wakes up, like tries to like play it off.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in that Jack Nicholson movie Wolf, which I remember not enjoying too much.
That's because it wasn't good.
Yeah.
You would think Jack Nicholson could do a good werewolf movie. He just wasn't in a good werewolf movie.
Yeah. Maybe if it was better writing. We'll move on though. I don't want to. Like I said, we already went through his stuff before.
Yeah.
Bradley Whitford, who played the other main Office guy.
Isn't that the other guitar player for Aerosmith?
It is. Or is he the drummer? Or I don't remember.
Brad Whitford?
Yeah.
I think he's either the bassist or the other guitar player that's not Joe Perry.
Yeah, I think you're most likely right. He is like all over the place. He's one of those guys like you've seen in a movie at least once.
Yeah.
He's currently in The Handmaid's Tale. He was just in Tick Tick Boom. He played Stephen Sondheim in that movie. That's the movie I think from a couple of months ago about the dude who created that musical Rent with Andrew Garfield.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's done some work in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He plays Colonel Flynn in like the 40s stuff, from like the Captain America time.
Mhm.
Did a voice on American Dad. He played a character on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I mean, he's probably most known as...
I still have never seen a single episode of that show.
I remember watching the first couple and like it was funny, it was good. I just, it didn't like reel me in.
Yeah.
I was gonna say he's probably best known as the bad guy from Billy Madison.
Yep.
Did you see his balls? They were weird.
That movie is... It's not good. Like...
but it's
so
stupidly
good.
funny. Yeah. It's not as good as Happy Gilmore, but it's like I will still watch it.
I think it's funnier.
I thought Happy Gilmore was funnier.
Did you?
Anyway, moving on. He's in Godzilla King of the Monsters. Probably the best of those modern legendary Godzilla movies.
Yep. Certainly is.
He was in Get Out in 2017. The Jordan Peele movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a really, really good movie. He's the head bad guy in that. Law and Order Special Victims Unit seems like I think that's like American Doctor Who at this point. If you're an actor, just
SVU.
Yeah, sign up for your role on any Law and Order series. Because there's probably
I
like
think that
50
might be
of
the
them.
only one that's the only one that's going anymore.
Didn't they bring back Original Flavor, or isn't it about to come back?
I think they're about to.
Yeah. Law and Order, The Mentalist, all of the like older adults, like senior citizen TV shows on like CBS and stuff.
Yeah, that's I think Family Guy had a joke about like JAG.
Yeah.
It was like they don't care about the story; they just want to see colors and moving pictures. Ooh, look at you!
He was in 155 episodes of The West Wing, which I did not realize that show was on that long.
Jesus, yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's 99 to 2006. I didn't realize it was on that long.
That's a lot of people walking down hallways.
Yeah. Let's see, anything else that is of note. Touched by an Angel, another older senior citizen, CBS show.
Mm-hmm.
He was in an episode of The X-Files in 1994. Looks like he was in 4 episodes of NYPD Blue, which I used to watch.
94,
and like I can't.
I was gonna say.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say 94. That was probably like what, season 3 of X-Files?
That sounds about right.
That's when they started getting like crazy.
I was gonna say I used to watch NYPD Blue, and I don't know why. Like I would never watch like a.
That was fun.
Yeah, like a procedural like cop show. Like I don't know. Wow, that's weird, but I did. He was in RoboCop 3, the lesser of all of the RoboCop movies.
Sure is.
Young Guns 2.
Was that
was rolling?
Was 3 the one that was directed by Frank Miller?
Yes. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Which they gave him that because he had been doing the comics for a while, I think.
Nope. Fred Decker. I want to say, Frank Miller wrote it. Fred Decker directed the Monster Squad, didn't he?
Fred Decker. I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, the Monster Squad. Night of the Creeps, which somebody suggested is currently on our board.
Mm-hmm.
What else did Fred Decker do? Let's see. Like he's done a couple of good. Well, he's done a couple of movies that I remember. Actually, no.
Yeah.
Monster Squad, Night of the Creeps, Night of the Queefs, yeah. He did an episode of Tales from the Crypt, that The Thing from the Grave, 1990. When it,
What's that, season 2?
We should just fucking, every time I click on one of these Tales from the Crypt descriptions, we should just try to fashion what the story is going to be. Like, how is this guy's girlfriend or wife cheating on him in this episode of Tales from the Crypt? And this week, when an abusive agent learns that his sexy model of a girlfriend is cheating on him with a photographer, he kills him and later kidnaps his girlfriend, but soon learns the love is more powerful than death.
Jesus Christ.
Terry Hatcher and Miguel Ferrer in that one.
I love Miguel Ferrer.
Yeah, again,
That dude is just unique.
Yeah, also in RoboCop.
Yes.
I honestly do not remember all of these episodes of Tales from the Crypt revolving on infidelity and like cheating on people.
They're not all like based on that, but just like it's just luck of the draw. Those are the ones we get.
Moving on to Brian White. He was the security guy in The Office. I forget his name, and it's not readily at the top of his IMDb.
Oh Jesus. I want to say it was a reference.
Let's see. I'll scroll down to it. 2000.
Ah.
Truman.
Yes. As in, like the Truman
Show,
because he's
probably.
watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing he is most notably in, probably recently, he was in Ray Donovan for a while. I want to say he was like a rapper or like an actor. He was like providing security for Liev Schreiber. His character was at one point.
Yeah.
Um,
Still have not seen any of that.
it's Chicago Fire he was on for a while. Chicago PD. Hawaii 5-0.
Oh, so I'm watching the movie here, and they got to that hallway scene. That witch, that is way cooler than just shooting electricity.
Yeah.
She actually ripped that dude's soul out of his body and flew away with it.
Like, give me more of that, damn it.
Yeah.
He was on The Shield for a while as well. 11 episodes of The Shield.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he is in a movie we watched on one of our Sunday night shitfests.
Oh, really?
He is Commander Teresh in the Name of the King, a Dungeon Siege Tale.
Oof.
Which,
Woof.
yeah, Ray Liotta is a wizard. That's all you need to know. Oh, man.
That movie had potential, and it did not deliver.
Squandered all of it. He was in. I only know these movies from working at a video store. There was a series of like steamy dramas aimed at like the African American like demographic. They were called Trois or Trois or whatever you want to, however you want to pronounce it, as in Menage a Trois.
Troi.
Yeah, Trois, I guess is how you would say it.
I would say Trois.
Yeah, he's in Trois 3, The Escorts.
Not to be confused. Not to be confused with Twee.
Yeah, no, these are, as Bill Hicks called them, Harry Bob and Man-ass movies. Like, softcore porno movies where you don't get to actually see anything.
Yep.
You just see a Harry Bob and Man-ass.
That's yucky. Dragon Bat.
Yes, we're all like, that's right, we started at the same time. That's right, that's why we're synced up.
Yeah.
I think it's the only reason I saved him, so I can mention Trois. He was in the Lizzie McGuire. He plays an episode of Lizzie McGuire as a pizza guy.
A pizza guy.
Oh, I am somewhat dehydrated. Let me take a sip of my non-alcoholic beverage.
Coward. in the trivia for this movie, they had mentioned that there are the Screamers. I can't remember the fucking name of the zombie types from Left 4 Dead.
Oh, yes,
They were gonna try to do
the crying.
They're gonna try to do a tie-in.
Okay, that would have been cool. It was the crying woman, like
Yeah, I think we just saw her.
yeah, I want to say her name in the game is the
back
witch.
Yeah.
Sorry, our next actor in this movie, Amy Acker, who was like nerd darling Amy Acker. Just absolutely adorable. She is a Whedon veteran. I don't think she was in Buffy, but she was definitely an Angel. She was one of the main characters in Angels. Winifred Burkle, who had a really truly sad ending on that show. She was in 70 episodes. Basically, like through the whole like series, like her and another character, like in like kind of like a will they, like won't they? There's like a, they're both just like goofy for each other, but they never say anything. And then like when they finally get together, like as they get together, she gets possessed by like this like ancient fucking god who like basically when she's possessed by this entity, like it just erases like all of anything that she ever was. Like her soul is gone.
What a cop out.
Yeah, like her personality is like everything is just like there's no hope of ever like recovering her. Like there's no hope of like, seeing her in heaven if there is one. Like she's just gone.
Yeah. That's lame.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
The merman.
Oh, merman.
And listen to the scene where she gets ripped up by the tentacle monster like through the ceiling right here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Where was I? Oh yeah, I mentioned she was an Angel. Go back to the most recent stuff. She's in the current show on Fox 911, Lone Star. She was the voice of Lois Lane in the Superman Red Sun animated movie, which was an awesome comic. I haven't seen the animated movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. Yeah, that comic was great.
Yeah, it's the story.
Those are the kind of Superman stories I like.
I really wish they would make live action of those like Elseworld stories because some of them were so great. That being one of them.
because they would do a bad job of them.
Yeah, it's true.
They don't make good movies.
The premise of that story is it's basically instead of like truth, justice, and the American way, what if Superman were landed in Russia and like raised like in communist Russia? A really, really cool story.
Yeah, he becomes the Soviet Superman.
Yeah. She was also in this, I will say, underrated show that was on Fox a couple years ago called The Gifted. Too often in the comic book world, we are given the show about a character without the character. We had Gotham, which was the show about Batman without Batman. There's a couple of them, and I know I'm drawing a blank. The Gifted was the X-Men without the X-Men. It was kind of almost X-Force, but it was like a mix of like mutants from the comic and like some who were just made up for the show. And it was kind of like Amy Acker like was the mom of these two kids who their comic analog would have been like the Fenris twins in the X-Men comics. It was a pretty good show. It was basically about them like being on the run like from the government because like they outlaw mutants and like the kind of like they create like versions of Sentinels and it was pretty good. But again, just it would have been a lot better if it was just an X-Men show. Like I don't want the show about the Thing without the Thing, Like
well, I mean Gotham was good for a couple of seasons. Like it was really good for a couple of seasons.
I abandoned that after the first one. Like I remember halfway through the first season, just like, all right, I have to watch this. It's a comic property. I'm giving it its one season due diligence, and then I am done.
Yeah.
And I got right the hell out of that one.
I liked it. It definitely gets worse the longer you go.
Yeah. And then we almost got another Batman show without Batman, but I think that one would have been better. The GCPD show they were going to do for HBO Max that got shit canned.
Yeah, that would be great. The GCPD comic was good.
Yeah. let's see what else. She was in Agents of Shield. She was Clark Gregg's love interest. She's referenced in the Avengers movie. Somebody asks, it's what's his name's wife? Tony Stark's wife, Pepper Potts, asks him like, "Oh, how's that cellist?" Asks Phil Coulson, and like, she's the cellist in Agents of Shield. Turns out, she was in the original CSI. She was in the Mystery Incorporated TV series. I don't remember her character's name. Oh no, I don't remember her character. Nova. Never really saw that show though.
Which
Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated. I want to say that was like a Cartoon Network show. It's from 2013. I want to say it was like one of the ones they did for like not like for kids, but like teens and like young adults.
Anything's possible.
Yeah, you know,
the last bunch of Scooby-Doo I watched was What's New Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of the movies that came out after.
Let's see. Anything else? Original flavor CSI I mentioned. Much Ado About Nothing, which I mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
She was in the Human Target TV series. Which that reminds me, there's a current Human Target miniseries out from DC, and it is pretty fucking awesome.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's one of those Black Label like series, so it's like more like adult themed. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not quite like a Max title, right?
Yeah, no, you're not going to see like it's not like bloody and stuff like that. It's more of like adult. It's kind of like this throwback. The look of it is very 60s, like retro. I forget the name of the artist, but it's this really cool art style that just looks so like. It almost looks like an episode of Batman 66, just like that, just that look to it. Yeah,
really?
Yeah. And it's all about how like it's a mystery. Like the character Christopher Chance, he's the Human Target. Like he gets poisoned in the first issue. It's a 12-issue miniseries, and like it's just him trying to figure out like who poisoned him and like why, and like he's got like a week to live, and like I'm pretty sure he's just gonna die at the end of it. So it's like halfway through, and I gotta make sure I stay up, and that's really, really good.
Yeah.
There's this.
I don't know that I'm overly familiar with Human Target.
I'm not so familiar with the comic, but he's kind of like basically like a bodyguard type of thing. He like whenever somebody hires him, he like basically pretends to be that person. So like who's ever trying to kill them tries to kill him basically.
Okay.
Yeah, the TV
that would
series.
Explain the name.
Was I forget the dude who played him, but Haley, what's his name? Fucking Rorschach and
oh yeah,
Kelly,
shitty Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, I don't remember, but that dude plays one of his like associates. Anyway, Dollhouse, the TV series, another Whedon show that she was in. And I mentioned Angel. She's an Alias. She was in an episode of How I Met Your Mother. She was the voice of the Huntress on the Justice League Unlimited cartoon. It's a really solid cartoon.
So good.
Yeah.
That, yeah. Because that show brought in the B-listers and the C-listers.
Yeah.
And those are the fun characters.
Yeah, it made them good. Like, made them relevant. And yeah. Let's see. Tim DeZarn. He played Mordecai, the Harbinger. This dude has been in a ton of stuff.
The guy on speakerphone.
Yes. Yeah. Am I still on speakerphone? Most recently, he was in the remake of Wrong Turn, which I don't understand what they're doing with that.
They've remade Wrong Turn?
I think they made a shot-for-shot remake of Wrong Turn.
Well, that's a wrong turn in and of itself.
Yeah. He was in an episode of Better Call Saul recently, which I cannot recommend that series enough. Its final 2 episodes are airing Monday and then next Monday.
Yeah.
Let's see. He was in The Ballad of Buster Scruggs from a couple of years ago.
That movie was wild.
Yeah, I fucking loved that movie. It's an anthology, like a Western anthology.
It's Coen Brothers, right?
Yeah. There's like 4 segments or so, and like they're kind of like a mix in tone. Like one of them The one with like Tim Blake Nelson is like really like kind of goofy and funny, where he's the gunslinger. Curly Joe, is that his? Oh, Surly Joe. That's where he's fucking Surly Joe, and he fucking shoots him and he gets shot at the end.
Yeah.
But the one segment, the girl who got spooked, I think it's called, about like the girl, like she like finally like it's her and like this other dude. They're like on this wagon train, like going across like the country.
Yeah.
See, Donner's thrown off by it too. And like it's just like the world they set up is just such a shitty like world, because not like, you know, they don't do a good job setting it up. It's just like life is cheap. Like people just die all the time, and like it's just, you know, like just tragedy everywhere. And like this, this like the story is like I forget what happens, but like her and like another dude get separated from the wagon train, and then like they end up like getting ambushed by like a bunch of like Native Americans, and like the guy, he's like an older like kind of like gunslinger guy, and like he gives her a gun, and he's like, hold this gun. He's like, there's one bullet in it. He's like, if they come, he's like, just shoot yourself. He's like, just use it. I use the bullet on you. Like nothing good is going to happen if they capture you. So like the whole rest of the thing is like this guy just fending off this like like just nonstop like ambush of like people, just dudes after dude after dude, like shooting him and like riding, you know, just riding, like surrounding him on horses, and like through all fucking odds, he ends up like fending off this giant party. And then like at the end, when he turns around to like see, you know, check on the girl, he sees that she blew her brains out like when he wasn't paying attention. Like, and it's just like, oh my God, it's so sad. Like she just like found like just found like a dude that like she fell in love with, and like oh my God, that like haunted me for days, man.
Yeah, no, it's rough.
Yeah,
that movie is rough. It's also insane.
Yeah,
the musical numbers and shit.
And then
like,
you have Tom Waits in his own segment, which, come on, like you can't go wrong with Tom Waits. It's a crazy movie, but I really, really enjoy it. I want to say it got nominated for Best Picture that year.
Did it really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Well, pretty much everything they make gets nominated for something.
Yeah.
Like whether it deserves it or not, just based on their names.
Let's see. This dude was an Agent Carter. Is there anything really of note? Grey's Anatomy, The Mentalist, Justified, which again I will always talk up at given the chance.
Mm-hmm.
He was on Lost. I'm gonna cut straight to the fucking chase though, because I'm sorry, 2006. He was in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning, which I remember that being terrible, right?
I did like that.
There was two of those like newer Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies, and one of them was good and one of them was terrible.
There was one. It was called Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning.
That was the good one,
which is the prequel. Then there was one. It was
that was the one with like
Texas
Jessica
Chainsaw
Biel,
Massacre.
right? Yeah, I want to say that was the good one. Jordana Brewster, that's who it was. Yeah, not Jessica Biel.
There was one that was like just kind of a remake, and then one that was a prequel to the remake that came out after.
Yeah.
That was better.
Oh, really? See, I got it the other way around. Like, I liked the first one that came out better.
Oh, I liked the prequel.
He was in Deadwood, but he kind of played just a background character, Townsman. He was in like 5 episodes. He was also on The Shield, but the only thing we really give a shit about on this show, in 2003, he was in the TV movie Murder, She Wrote, The Celtic Riddle.
Awesome. You said 2003. I was like, no way that fucking show was on.
Yeah, that's when they were doing TV movies.
Yep. Yeah.
He was in the first Spider-Man movie, too. I didn't notice this my first time through. I think he's Mary Jane's dad. Yeah. He was on Star Trek Voyager. 2 episodes of that. He was on Next Generation, too, I believe. Deep Space Nine. He was in the movie, Fight Club.
Like the movie Fight
Yeah.
Club or a movie?
No,
called
the movie
Fight Club?
Fight Club. Federated Motor Co. Inspector Bird. She's probably one of fucking Ed Norton's like coworkers.
Yeah.
Nash Bridges. He's in the DC cinema classic Steel in 1997.
Hey,
Yeah,
Shaq.
the peak of Shaquille O'Neal's acting career, which is not a high bar to set.
Was that the peak?
Or was it Kazam?
Ooh. He was also in the Tales from the Crypt movie Demon Knight. He was in.
We'll eventually get around to watching that.
Yeah, that is
It's on
on
the
our
list.
board. Yeah, he was in the show Viper about it was Knight Rider
Oof.
with the Viper. He
Yeah.
was in Next Generation also.
Did he play the same character in all those?
No, he did
all
not.
those,
No,
tracks?
yeah, he is a Star Trek hat trick
Okay.
here. Different characters on each one. He was also
Nice.
on Quantum Leap, Tour of Duty. His first role was on The Equalizer in 1986.
I don't even know what that is.
It was an action show on CBS. Like that, I've mentioned it quite a few times on here.
Yeah.
They did a remake with Denzel Washington. I think they've done 2 movies of that already.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. Yeah, they recently did a sequel to that.
And last on our list here is Tom Lenk. He played the intern. He is another Whedon veteran. He was on Buffy and Angel. I want to say he's in Much Ado About Nothing. Currently, he is on he was in NCIS Hawaii. He was in an episode of the Batwoman TV series. He's in an episode of American Horror Stories, which is a TV show that's somehow even worse than American Horror Story.
Is
It
really?
is their anthology show, and there's like a new story every week, and it somehow gets worse and worse and worse every week. And every
Sick.
week, my wife still wants to watch it, and I don't know why.
No, thank
Yeah.
you. I watched about half of the first season of that show, and then was
Yeah,
out.
it is
Right.
so
I was done.
bad, so bad.
Yeah.
It's
I just couldn't handle
yeah,
it.
it's low rent Tales from the Crypt, basically, dragged out to an
Yeah.
hour. He was in the movie Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar from last year. There was a comedy from the writers of Bridesmaids. It was actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
Let's see, anything else really of note? He's on that show Transparent.
That's the one about having gender fluid.
Yeah, I want to say Jeffrey
parental figures.
Tambor plays like a trans woman. Yeah, he wasn't Much Ado About Nothing, which I need to watch again now. I remember really liking it at the time.
I'll have to check it out.
Uh,
I'm gonna be doing a lot of sitting around.
yeah, you got a couple of days. Let's see. He's on 6 Feet Under, the HBO show, Angel and Buffy, like I mentioned. 27 episodes of Buffy altogether. His first role is in the movie Boogie Nights.
Wow,
Yeah.
boy.
He was apparently a kid in that. And that will do it for the Better Known As this week.
All right. For a movie with not that many main characters, that was a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who just have been in a lot of stuff in this movie. Yeah. Oh, onto the crapshoot, man.
Yeah.
I'll say this was a fun movie. This was definitely a fun watch. I 100% recommend checking it out,
Oh,
especially
yeah.
if you're a hardcore horror fan. Just for picking out the Easter eggs and references, like that'll keep you entertained for a while.
Absolutely. So I was laying around today and I watched the new Cronenberg movie, was it Crimes of the Future?
Yes.
And then after that I watched There is a 2-part documentary about the kids in the hall on Amazon Prime.
Yes, I want to see that. It's like punk rock comedy or something like that. I think it's called.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Or comedy punks or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's comedy. Yeah, Kids in the Hall, comedy punks. Definitely worth watching if you're a fan of Kids in the Hall, because there was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes of that I had no idea about.
Yeah, same here. I've been hearing like bits and pieces of it. The dude who made it was just on Dana Gould's podcast a while ago. And he was talking about some of that stuff that I did not know that like when Dave Foley, made it big kind of like for a while after that show. I didn't know Kevin McDonald like kind of fucking got angry at him. Like they kind of like were on really bad terms for a while because of that.
Well, they were on really bad terms because like they didn't want him to leave to do news radio. Like like he had signed on to do the pilot for that, and they were upset with him for signing on to do that. And then when they made Brain Candy, they actually had to sue him to get him to be in Brain Candy.
No shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like it's wild.
Yeah, I definitely need to watch that.
But have no fear, they love each other again.
Oh yeah, I mean obviously like they just did the new season, which I mean
yeah, season 6 was great.
It would not have been a fraction of as good as it was if those guys weren't like, working in unison.
Yeah.
I have been slowly working my way through that show again. I mean, if you were, a teen in the 90s and had access to Comedy Central, like that was just a staple of your life, like Kids in the Hall.
Yeah.
I remember like every day getting home from school and like throwing that on and doing my homework while I was watching it. Like that was just
they kind of cover so back in like what was it 97, 98 when Comedy Central picked that up.
Yeah.
They on this documentary they replayed one of the ads for it because Comedy Central used to do marathons of Kids in the Hall on Father's Day.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So it would be Penn Jillette reading like the ad read, and it was spend Father's Day with the kids. Just for like a 12-hour marathon of Kids in the Hall. And I'm watching this documentary going, oh my God, I remember this fucking ad word for word.
Yeah, when you said spend Father's Day with the kids, I remember that line, yeah.
Yeah. God. So good.
Was it 97 or 98?
Buddy fucking Holly.
Buddy fucking Holly, that's who.
Yeah, I think they said it was like 98 when they picked it up.
All right, so I was in college then when I was watching that. I was getting out of college and coming home and doing it.
Yeah, because its initial TV run for HBO went until 94. Yeah, 89 to 94. And then it got canceled after its first season. Did you know that?
Yeah, it was on CBS its first season, and then it went over to HBO.
No, it was on HBO. They canceled it and then they picked it back up. Yeah, because after their first season, it won those Cable Ace Awards. They won one of those, and then they were like, "Hey, let's leverage this to get the show."
Weren't they
on.
showing it on like Saturday nights on CBS for a while?
I don't know. I thought
they were. I could have sworn they were like maybe the first or maybe the second season.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, God, I love that. There was I was watching a sketch yesterday that I had completely forgotten about. It's the fucking they're in like a boardroom and it's Scott McDonald playing like the Danny Husk character, like his business character.
Yeah.
And Dave Foley's like the fat boss with like the bald head. And like he's talking, it's Dave Foley, like he's talking at the head of like a conference table, and fucking all of a sudden, like he just gets squirted in the face with like seltzer. Like, he just fucking, and he looks up and like Danny Husk is sitting there in front of the seltzer bottle. Yeah, he's just like Husk. He's like, did you squirt me with water? He's like, no, sir, I did not. And like he's just pressing him, like, did you squirt me with the seltzer? He's like, no, sir, I didn't. And he's like, who did it? Who did it, Husk? And like he just, he's like, he starts. I think he starts like asking around the table, like, did you
Yeah.
do it? Did you do it? Did you do it? Bingo! And there's just like a clown sitting at the end of the table. Like, well, who did it, Danny? He's like, you don't want me to say.
I think my favorite sketch of theirs with Dave Foley in the bald business guy costume was when he had brown stuff coming out of his mouth.
Yeah, I'm a good person, right, Husk? Yeah, sir. Well, then why do I have brown stuff coming out of my mouth? Do you think it's in any way poo-based?
Poo-based. It doesn't have a smell, but it's brown.
It's coming out of my mouth.
Oh, it's so
I saw another great one the other day. They only showed this one when they showed reruns late at night on Comedy Central.
Yeah.
I want to say it's Dave Foley, and I want to say the other guy is Kevin McDonald, and they're sitting in a sauna, and like Dave Foley has like a towel over his shoulders, and it's like covering up his chest,
Yeah.
and like they're talking, and like he just goes to the other guy like say have you ever looked at my body? Like they're in towels, like naked, like in a sauna, and he's like, oh, I don't know, what are you talking about? He's like, well, I gotta ask you a question. He's like, have I always had breasts? And he just takes the towel off and he has these huge tits. Oh, my eyes are up here.
Oh my god, that show was so ahead of its time.
Yeah, even now, like 30 years later, it's still like just hilarious and somehow still cutting edge. Like, oh my god.
Yeah. That's because nothing was ever able to copy their formula.
God, another one I just saw was it's Mark McKinney playing like an older lady, and like she's sitting on the porch, and she's just talking about all the words you can't say anymore that like they used to have different meanings. And
Yeah.
she's like, you can't say cunnilingus anymore. The gays have taken that one. My grandfather drove a brand new cunnilingus across the country, fresh off the factory line. Like, well, I guess I'll just go have a fuck off then. A fuck off used to be a drink made with like she explains all.
Yeah. I hated him on Saturday Night Live. I don't know.
Yeah, he was not good on Saturday Night Live. He was only on for like a season or two, but he was always pretty good on Kids in the Hall.
Yeah. Him and Dave actually wound up writing for Saturday Night Live for one season.
No shit, I didn't know Dave Foley wrote for them.
Yeah. I think it was no, it wasn't Dave. It was Bruce. It was Bruce McCullough.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I didn't know he did either.
Yep. You'll find all that out when you watch that show. It's two like 45-minute episodes or something.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely checking that out. Speaking of other stuff I will recommend, fucking just watched it last night. If you have Hulu and you're a Predator fan, fucking watch Prey.
Yeah, that's on the list. That's definitely on the list.
It's hard to like judge something when it first comes out just because you're kind of jazzed up by it. But like, I'm seeing a lot of people saying like it's the best Predator movie.
Really?
It's really, really good. It is very. It parallels the first one a lot, except you replace mercenaries with Native Americans, and then like don't give them guns, like give them
I'm down.
Stone Age weapons.
Yeah.
It is really good.
Okay. I think during my quarantine here, I'm gonna try to get that in. I want to watch The Northman.
That's awesome too. Conan with Vikings.
I want to watch X.
That was pretty good. I know they
Yeah.
just announced the prequel to that.
Yeah. I was gonna watch The Black Phone, but it's like
It's $20 to rent.
it's
Yeah,
$20
fuck
to rent right now, and I'm not doing that.
That's probably one of my favorite horror movies of the year, The Black Phone.
Yeah, I keep hearing it's really, really fucking good.
Yeah. But yeah, I again, I can't recommend Prey enough, man. It was. I said last night in our group text, like they really, I think, did a disservice to this movie by not releasing it in theaters. Like, the scenery is gorgeous. I think they filmed it in, like the Canadian Rockies. Like, it is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
And then like it's it's not one of those cases where like it's a movie made for streaming and like everything is small scale, small budget. No, like it's a full out Predator movie. Like there's, complex action sequences, like choreography, like nothing is spared. It's not a streaming movie. This is like a big budget movie. And like, I think I did it a little bit dirty by putting it out on Hulu. I'm not going to argue because I get to watch it, without paying anything extra.
Yeah.
And
it's always a plus.
It's really good. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I'll watch that when I'm done here.
It's only like an hour and 40 minutes, so it's a pretty quick watch.
Yeah. All right. Well, why don't we get to getting and then oh man, I'm sweating my balls off right now.
Oh man.
So yeah, we're gonna hit you with the socials and then we'll get the fuck out of here. We have a website. It is www.bigdumbmonsterspodcast.com or www.bigdumbmonsters.com. That's where you can get the show if you don't like using other streaming services or anything like that. Eventually we'll get some more things on there. Let's see. You can email us anything you would like. Suggestions for the show, beer or booze suggestions, those things we like.
We do like beer and booze.
That's right. Yeah, you got movies, you got like tips on how we can make the show better. That's awesome. Email us, bigdumbmonsters@gmail.com. You can tweet at us. And if you want to do that, that is dumb_monsters.
That's correct.
That is correct. I'm doing this from memory.
Nice.
Yeah. Let's see. What else we got? We are on Facebook.
You got this.
Are,
you got this.
Big Dumb Monsters Pod on
Bam!
Facebook. If you want to connect with us on there, that's awesome.
Last one.
And Slasher is Big Dumb Monsters Podcast.
Excellent.
Awesome.
We are also on Instagram at big_dumb_monsters. And of course, you can check out the podcast on our YouTube channel, the Big Dumb Monsters channel.
Yep, everything's broken up by category. Chris did a wonderful job on that.
It is laid out. It is aesthetically pleasing. So catch up on old shows. I think I want to go back at some point and do videos for all of the episodes that don't currently have videos. I think it's like 21 episodes that don't have videos. So who knows?
Yeah, something
if you're looking to catch up, that could be the place to go.
Yeah. Well, I think we're done. So we're going to leave you with a couple of words of wisdom, like we always do. Don't let ghoulies eat your ass.
And do not sleep in a deathbed.
No, under no circumstances. All right, everybody. Have a great week. Bye-bye.